Today's NUG community call, everyone. I'm Charles Lively, and I'm a science engagement engineer here at NURSE in the user engagement group. I'm also here with my colleagues, Lippy Gupta and Helen He. Lippy, Helen, would you like to introduce yourselves or say anything?
I think I've probably met everybody. I think Greg, maybe I haven't met you, but hi, nice to see you. Thanks for joining us.
And for, it's recorded, so for our users that will watch the recording
Oh,
too.
yes. Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
And Helen,
Hi, I'm Helen. I work in the same group as Charles and Lippy, and I do lots of trainings besides consulting and some other things as well.
awesome, awesome, awesome. So, welcome everybody, and welcome to everyone that will be watching the recording. Today, we're going to just give you an overview of a few initiatives going on at NURSE. We provided the introduction, so a few general announcements and updates. Also, giving you a preview for our annual meeting that will be occurring next week at NURSE at Berkeley Lab, as well as a few reminders for ERCAP for 2026 as well. We will go ahead and jump right in. Brief reminder of who we are. We are part of the user engagement group. So we consider ourselves like the frontline workers of NURSE. Typically, if you have a ticket or question or problem, we're probably going to be one of the key people that you'll reach out to or you'll hear from, depending on your issue, as well as other consultants that we have in various other groups and departments at NURSE. We're user engagement, and we have a variety of people that are contribute to helping us be successful in all different backgrounds and everything. My background is in traditional computer engineering and performance modeling and optimization. Lippy's background is in particle physics. Helen's background is in more science studies. I know it's kind of a subset of it, but yeah, that is our group, and that is who we are at NURSE. And if you're interested, we're offering, so you're more than welcome to join us. So we have a couple of little NUG breakers to get us started. Okay, is everybody ready? Are we ready? Okay. So our first NUG breaker is, and really this is more like, whether you're doing research, it doesn't have to be you're waiting on a simulation to finish, but what's your go-to snack when you're heavy, either doing research or working on a problem or trying to develop an idea or problem? What's your go-to snack for fuel? I'll start off. For me, it is always going to be a bagel. Always. Always coffee and a bagel. That something about that, or coffee and some kind of Danish or pastry, is just something that just kind of makes me reset or makes me think, okay, time to think. I don't know, maybe it's from college. Anybody else?
That's pretty funny because mine is also probably coffee and bagel. There's a reason you and I work together so
Great,
well.
great minds think
We're
alike.
really twins, I think. Cut from the same cloth, I think. But it's always
Yeah,
coffee for sure. In the
yes.
in the chat, we have energy drinks. If Diet Mountain Dew counts, I mean, that probably has a decent. I think a lot of soda has this like a
Oh
good
yeah.
amount of caffeine.
Especially what does Mountain Dew has, like, I don't know, three times as much caffeine as coffee, they say, or something like that.
And
Yeah.
fruit. Fruit is a good one.
Yes.
Actually,
I love
apples
fresh
are
fruit.
also really good for fuel and energy. So yeah.
An apple a day. Yep. Okay, awesome. Another little nug breaker we have is, does anyone want to share a fun fact about your research, your interests, or your hobbies outside of HPC and computing?
Well, usually I have a little puppy running around with me, and it's one of my guide dog for the blind puppies that I'm raising, but he's not here today, so normally I would show him. He's
Ah,
big. He's 57 pounds now, so I can't lift him like this, but but he's so cute. So
awesome. For
Which
me,
which part of the country is that? That you're is this with seeing eye dogs or some
it's with guide
another?
dogs for the blind, so I'm on the West Coast.
Okay.
I'm in Oregon, but yeah. So they're based out of California.
I had a great aunt who was blind who worked with dogs. They were a big help in her life, and she got them from the Seeing Eye place, and she traveled from Georgia up to New Jersey.
hmm There's like, I think maybe like three main organizations, or there's more now, but they're sort of like geographically spread out. So that's great. I'm glad to hear
Good.
that. Yeah. He's
what
my fifth one.
made you decide to get started in the organization or for this specific?
I just love dogs. And when I was growing up, my parents didn't let me have a dog, but I was determined. And this was a good way to have a dog with a lot of structure and a lot of support because you raise in a
Mm,
group. There's like a group leader if you need help or if you need like a puppy sitter. There's like built-in people. So it's a really nice way to not just be plopped with like a puppy and be like, okay, good luck. It's like you get a ton of support. So it's really great. And you're doing something really important for somebody because
yeah,
a guide
yeah.
dog, for some people, it's like it's their entire independence. So it's also just, I mean, I love volunteering, as I said. So it is a
Hmm.
volunteer. It's like a full-time volunteer position,
No, yo,
24
yeah.
hours a
It's
day.
the full commitment. Yeah.
Mm.
How do
Oh,
you
and did
feel
you
when
want
you
to
have to
share
be
any?
separated from your guide dog when they graduate and then
Yeah, it's difficult. But what we tell people is it's like, I mean, I don't have kids, but it's like sending your kid to college, so it's,
Mm,
you're sending them off to doing something even better for the world, and on to the rest of their lives. So it's sad, but it's also really, really
there
happy.
any built-in good, how do we say, procedure like for you to meet with some of them after?
Sometimes, yeah.
Oh, you
There's some
do?
of us who get to
Great.
keep meeting every once in a while or stay in contact. That
Yeah.
share pictures and send gifts and things like that. So yeah, that happens. Yeah.
ooh, that's
Yeah.
really
When you
cool.
send your kids to college, you get to meet them still.
That's like when my dogs, the breeder I got him from, like for at least 2 or 3 years, he would like check in every 2 or 3 months to see how things were going, and I sent him pictures and stuff, and it was just like I really appreciated that he would check in. Well, that's good. Helen, do you have any interests, or would you like to share any interests or hobbies that you have
Um,
outside of
I
HPC?
also have a huge
What
dog,
do you like to do for
golden
fun?
retrievers, and he's like 90 pounds. It's kind of old now, but I walk him twice a day, play with him.
How old is he?
Yeah, at the beginning when we tried to get dog, we did think about like maybe guide dogs, kind of like, but I think I'm not built in for separation. I know I don't want to. If he's too good, he's not gonna be my dog. So we decided to just have a regular dog.
Very cool. How old is your dog?
Mine is 10.
10? Oh, mine are 14. And
Oh,
I'm just, yeah, they act still like puppies, you know.
hmm.
Love walking with them and long walks with them and being in nature. Another hobby I have outside the HPC is former gymnast. So I used to judge. And so I'm trying to make time to get back more into judging and getting my next certification to judge. Eventually, what I would love to be able to do is be at like a elite or class 10 or Olympic level gymnastics judge for women
Wow.
and men's. But it's we're all busy, so it's me making time for that is that's always the issue.
You grew up as a gymnast?
Yeah, I was a gymnast. I
Yeah, you have to.
from eight to even until undergrad. When I was in undergrad, I coached and still worked out all the times. Even when I was in my graduate school too, I on a local gym in Texas, and I would go there, work out, 2 or 3 times a week. So yeah. Anyone else have anything to share? If not, we will move on. Okay. So let's get into the bread and butter for our meeting today. And this is recapping some of the events and calls for participation that we have going on. And again, all of these will be available in detail in our weekly email that you should get from Rebecca each week. And when Rebecca's out, like yesterday, you should get it from Kevin as well. So for this week, we have a few maintenance things that are going on for large scale runs. We have a few nodes that are being reserved. Coming in October, we have a number of different scheduled maintenance for both Perlmutter as well as for our HPSS system. So you want to make sure you're aware of that coming up, as well as for November and December. The HPSS backup is going to be, maintenance is going to be on tomorrow, as well as the 8th. Make sure that you are just aware of that, coordinating for any work you have to do. So we have a number of calls for participation coming up and deadlines due. We want to make sure all users are aware about attending the Quantum for Science days that are going to be occurring October 28th through 30th at Burke at Nurse. So please make sure that you register. Today is the deadline for that, and attendance is participation limited for it. So in-person 3-day event. A lot of big players in quantum will be involved in doing various demos. So we encourage everyone that is able to attend to register and attend. A couple of other things that we also have going on is that we have the ALCF, Advanced Topics in AI for Science, and that's going to be a kind of a student-focused training series that's going to be conducted from October 14th through November 11th. Registration deadline is today. Details can be found in the weekly email. So please make sure you register. It's going to be a total of 5 sessions that are going to allow for attendees to gain a detailed knowledge on Python and applying it for AI-driven science. So encouraging all users to register for that. And then also we have our peer review training that is occurring on October the 2nd. And so this will allow for our users to get hands-on training from Kitware, who will provide this training to various nurse, ALCF, nano users, as well as OLCF as well. So October 2nd, and we encourage all users to attend. Ellen, did you have any additional information to add about the peer review event?
Not really. I think you covered it all.
Okay,
Yeah.
good deal. Another thing that we also have is the Better Scientific Software Fellowship Program is now open. It is accepting applications for the fellowship program until October 31st, 2025. And this program focuses on basically recognizing leaders that are advocates of high quality scientific software and providing them with the necessary funding. Recipients that become a fellow will receive up to $25,000 to help promote activities that promote better scientific software. This can include a variety of different things, from organizing a workshop, tutorial, creating engaging scientific content as well. So a good opportunity for any of you that are looking for funding to help you promote or help you improve your software. Well, other upcoming events that we have going on in the form of different webinars and trainings. We have a HPC best practices webinar event that is going to be occurring on for sustainability on October 15th. So this is a part of the Ideas Productivity Project, and they are going to be hosting this webinar on HPC best practices for sustainable HPC software. It's a maintainer's perspective. So this will allow for users to essentially learn how to manage the unique challenges in maintaining sustainable HPC software. Additional details are available in our weekly email. We are also hosting SPIN training. We regularly host SPIN training at Nurse, and SPIN is our service platform that uses Docker container technology, and we deploy it to allow for users to be able to deploy science gateways, workflow managers, databases, and other technologies that require containers. So in order to utilize SPIN at Nurse, you must attend a SPIN Up workshop in order to, just demonstrate requisite knowledge and, get assistance with getting you set up. So applications for that began on October. Applications for that are open, and it is on October 15th. In October, at the end of October, October 23rd, we will be having our bird's eye view of using CUDA with C++ part 3. By popular demand, this will be a continuance of parts 1 and 2, which previously occurred August 27th, or July 27th, or July 30th, and August 27th. My apologies. Part 3 focuses on understanding CUDA memory types, synchronization techniques, and techniques for tiled algorithms. It will be hosted by yours truly, so we encourage you to attend. Registration is required for users of Nurse, and non-users are able to apply and attend as well. Nurse is also hosting an end-to-end AI for Science bootcamp that is occurring on December 10th through the 11th. This will be conducted in collaboration with NVIDIA and the OpenACC organization. So it's December 10th through 11th, and it'll provide a AI for Science bootcamp with an overview of the fundamentals of deep neural networks that users will be able to further understand and gain knowledge on how to develop deep learning models and various frameworks that can be utilized. So that's another exciting event that we encourage our users to register for and to attend. Okay, so that does it for our calls for participations, announcements, and other things occurring at Nurse. So next, we will get into the NUG annual meeting that will be occurring next week. We'll pass it on to Lippy to discuss a little bit about the NUG meeting, who has been diligently working all year and planning and organizing it.
Sure. Okay. Thank you so much. And I was even going to just go and show everybody the website, but just as a reminder, so it's going to take place over the 8th and 9th. It's a full day on the 8th and half day on the 9th. It will be on site. So as of right now, in-person registration is closed. That was mostly because we needed to make sure that anybody who didn't have site access could get site access. But if you already have site access, we may kind of open up a last minute, if you would like to attend in person and you already have site access, you can still register option. Not sure if we're going to do that yet, but that may happen. But you can, of course, register to participate online only because everything will be broadcast via webinar. So I'm actually just going to go ahead. Is it okay if I share?
Yeah, of course.
Just go over to.
Take it away.
Okay. Ooh, I had to request it. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, so this is the website for the NUG meeting. And over here we have a pretty detailed schedule that has all the information in terms of times and locations. I need to update this, but we've found a room in the same building where NERSC is located for Thursday as well. And so some of the really exciting things are we're going to have a really in-depth presentation about N10. So N10 is the Doudna system that's coming up next after Perlmutter. So we're going to have Hea Nam, who is the project director, and a couple other folks who are very involved in that, give this presentation, and then we'll have a full hour-long question and answer session. So what we're gonna have people do is, come up with as many questions as they can, and then we'll have a panel of a bunch of experts. I'm gonna populate their names here shortly, but we'll have a really long time to ask them lots of questions. So I think this is gonna be really popular, so that people can really get, as much information as they want about this system answered. During lunchtime, we are going to have a couple of our remote user talks, and I'm going to populate those abstracts here as well. But all of the user talks that we're going to have, which is going to be the rest of the afternoon and on Thursday, all of the information is here about the presenters and the abstract for their talk. So I really encourage people to go ahead and check out, which talks they're interested in. Hopefully all of them, but if there's a time when you need to step out for a little bit, make sure to prioritize the talks that you're really excited about attending. We'll have Emily give us a bit of a welcome from NUGX, which will be really great. And then we'll also have a really nice talk from Debbie about updates to the IRI, which is the Integrated Research Infrastructure. I hope people will attend that. And then we'll finish off with a couple more user talks. Again, in general, the NUG user meeting is meant to highlight all of the amazing science that's happening and bring people together so that they can, share ideas, talk to each other, make connections. Really, we've focused on making sure we could get in as many user talks as possible. That said, this year we had tons of people submit talks, and I think I was only able to accept maybe 25 to 30% of the talks, just based on time. Yeah, this is becoming a really fantastic venue for people to share what they've been doing all year on NERSC systems. Lastly, if you are attending in person and you need some help with navigating or understanding where to stay or anything like that, we do have some information on the website about, all of those things. How do you get here? Where do you stay? What do you do? And of course, there are people who can help you. So if at any point you are not sure and have more questions, you can always email us. I think our information is on here, but if not, I'll go ahead and add that. But you can always look up my name or find me on the user Slack and send me an email or send me a Slack message if you have any questions. And I think that's pretty much what I wanted to say. Emily, did you want to add anything at all about the meeting?
But no, just that I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, thank you for all the work you've done planning it. And yeah, it looks like it's really great. I know the user talks have kind of varied from year to year. And I think last year there were a lot more talks coming from the staff being the 50th anniversary. So it will be kind of a unique transition this year to more user focused.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll find a nice, we want to make sure that we're presenting information to the users, whatever information users want to hear about, but also getting a time for the users to actually share with each other what they've been doing. It should be a user forum as well. So that's kind of the goal. And as of course, I'm always happy to continue iterating with the NUGX folks and with the users themselves. So I think in the past, I somehow haven't, which is surprising, but I haven't collected feedback at the end of the meeting. But this year I'll be sure to collect feedback and ask people to send me a little bit of information about what they liked, what they didn't like, so that we can continue to improve the experience in the future. So thanks, and I really
Because you were
people had
probably
me.
exhausted from organizing all of the
Well, there's always one detail you forget. So this year I'll forget something else. I'll remember that one.
What would be your main selling point for encouraging users to attend?
Well, I think the session on Doudna, both the presentation and that Q&A is going to be very highly attended and interesting. I mean, there is a lot of information that's been shared, whatever is available publicly, but this will be an opportunity to ask the people involved directly questions or even put ideas in their minds or, just kind of
Mhm.
that communication. I think it's going to be one of the first times it's going to be completely open between users and the staff. And so there's still obviously details that they are not able to share at this time. But as a user, you're welcome to ask anything, and they will curate what they're able to tell you and not. So bring all of your questions, bring your most difficult questions, and they can, they'll answer what they can.
Good deal. Awesome. Did anyone have any questions in preparation for the annual meeting? That all the cool kids will be there.
Yes, they
Hopefully
will.
everyone will attend in one way or another.
Yes, in person or hybrid. And if you are planning to attend, please go ahead and register. It just helps me know kind of roughly how many people will be where, and just plan for future years. So if you want to register, you can find the information right at the top of the NERSC website, nurse.gov.
I'm soft.
A quick question. Nurse 10 is, will that become available in 26?
That's a really good question. What is the answer to that, Charles? I don't remember. Maybe
It
that's a
is,
question for the Q&A session.
I think the anticipation is that it will be delivered and starting putting together over the next few months, and maybe the first test bed is the intention end of 2026.
Mhm. But our ERCOT proposals are going to be judged just based on Perlmutter.
Correct. Your ERCAP this year should be for Perlmutter. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. And is there a 20-second description of what the Nurse 10 parameters or performance is like?
So and I can try to find it. There's like some press releases and
Mm.
stuff. We can try to share that in the
Yeah,
chat
we
here.
can.
Okay.
Yeah, we can provide some links for that. Yeah,
Mhm.
'cause this is a
But
lot.
if you go to the
We're open
nurse.gov
science.
website, there's several news articles about when the law, the announcement took place, and that will probably have the best information, anyways. Yeah. Until the presentation next week, so make sure to be there.
But all of the requirements and also the proposal and all of the technical specifications, that's openly available for you to review too as well. We do, like Lippy said, there is like a very high level overview that will give you some technical understanding of what the system we're aiming for with this. Very heavily focused on workflows and team science. People. And so in the slides for today, we have a few slides based off a overview on everything. So make sure you refer to that as well as to the annual meeting website, Lippy showcased earlier too. And hopefully you'll be able to attend. If you're not in person, at least attend it virtually and go ahead and register so you're able to a good understanding of all of the exciting breakthroughs that we've experienced over the past year. So next, we will just give a little overview and a few reminders for ERCAP for 2026 year. So again, the ERCAP call for proposals were announced in August for the 2026 allocation year. If you're not good at remembering acronyms, ERCAP is the Energy Research Computing Allocation Process. And so this is required for all PIs that want to maintain access and get nurse resources to submit. That specific deadline will be October 16th, 2025 p.m. Pacific. And the process involves a detailed review of all of the proposals based off of the scientific merit and the computational readiness of the submitter in accordance with the guidelines for the Office of Science within the Department of Energy. So what?
Sorry to interrupt.
Mhm.
In the emails that I've gotten, the deadline is October 6th, not the 16th.
Little typo. Thank you for pointing that out, though.
Which is the correct one?
So it should be the 6th. Let me
Okay.
go to the website to real time. Let's go ahead and over to 6, 5 p.m. That
Okay.
is a correction. So let me,
Okay.
we can make that correction in real time. Thank you for pointing that out, Greg.
Sure.
Any other questions? And so what does ERCAP provide? Provides access to Perlmutter in preparation for DALNA, your compute hours, storage, and data services, all of that allocation. And it's reviewed by our science team across the DOE Office of Science Programs. And the idea is for you to be able to providing you an opportunity to scale your science and make use of some of the supercomputers in the world available at NERSC. So that is what you will get applying for ERCAP allocation. If you have specific questions, we're having a number of sessions occurring this week and next week, October 2nd and the 6th, both at morning as well as in the afternoon. So you can, drop in, ask any general questions or specific questions that you might have about the process, how you can make your application the most stellar it can be, and any other questions that you might have about the process. Okay, a few tips to prepare. Start early. You got until next week now at this point. Make sure you review and understand all of our systems. Really feel like to provide a good reasoning as to our systems will enable you to achieve science pertinent to the office. That's kind of the biggest, indicator of the impact of your science and how it's going to help the DOE as well. So if you do have questions, make sure you attend the ERCAP office hours to provide additional support and clarification, as well as reach out to Nurse Consulting, submit a ticket, detailed information about your question about ERCAP as well. October 6th, not the 6th. Any other questions or Did anyone else have anything to add about that as well? Any of our staff or NUGX members have any questions or anything to add? Any tips? Oichi, you have any tips for?
Not really, but I just like the preparation website because once I hit the renewal, then it populates most of the columns and boxes with previous year's information, so which really helps preparing for renewal ones. Yeah, the new one I had made a new one a few years ago, but I forgot my tips. Yeah,
Well, maybe that'll be a reminder for you to make it again.
that's right. Yes, and get but yeah, but coffee always helps, I think. Good coffee.
Yep, that's true. That does it for our fix for today, as well as our updates. Again, if you have a science highlight or you want to suggest a topic, we encourage our users to please make sure you do that. All topics are definitely accepted and will be evaluated, and if it's pertinent for our users, we definitely would reach out for you to discuss more. Did we have any other announcements or questions or anything else from anyone?
What are the lightning talks? I suppose I could click on that, but yeah, what are the lightning talks?
For the NUG meeting?
Okay.
Yeah, so the lightning talks will be quick talk that Lippy, are they 10 minutes this year or?
So we don't have last year we had lightning talks at the NUG meeting. They were really short. They were like 5 minutes. This year, but that last year because we wanted to try to get every single person who had submitted a talk to be able to speak because we were pretty close. This year it was not going to be possible regardless to have and actually last year what we did was it was people who wanted to originally present a poster and we asked them to make it kind of into like a little lightning talk. So we also had an idea that we could do lightning talks for these community calls. But we haven't really advertised that very much. So, it's more like if we have
But
some
we would love it.
interest. Yeah, if we have interest, if there's folks who want to present, we may open it up to some of the people who we weren't able to have present at the NUG annual meeting. So right now it's a little nebulous.
But if any of you or your anyone that you're working with has a potential, 10 to 15-minute lightning talk that you feel you would love to present to NUG users at a community call, we would love to hear from you. And essentially, the parameters are essentially you just informing us on the work you've done on nurse resources, Perlmutter, any scientific insights or progress that you have. So it's really in that vein. Always feel like you should always offer people an opportunity to present on their research, whatever form that may be. So it doesn't have to be that you have, groundbreaking Gordon Bell Prize award-winning results. It could just be like, presenting the progress and proof of concept. I feel like, in graduate school, with my advisor, we pretty much had to present 3 weeks. Either if you were the main presenter, 30 to 40 minutes, or everyone gave a 10-minute little, like a lightning talk update on the research. I feel like that helped me so much. So I'm a big proponent of encouraging people to always talk and present on their research. But Greg, if you have any work or results or anyone that you're working with would like to present, we would love to hear.
Okay. Nothing right now, but thanks.
Any other comments? Questions? Well, thank you all for attending this month's NUG community call. And again, we're looking forward to seeing you next week at the annual meeting.
Great.
Have a great one,
Thank you.
everybody. Thank you so much.